All right, Pisces, we're going to get right into this reading for you. We are doing a you, them, blockages, advice, and outcome reading. Okay, so we're just going to get right into this. First, we have, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit the subscribe button. It helps me grow. Thank you to everyone who has been helping me grow. As I figure things out on this channel, this is a little bit different than what I normally do. And, as my gifts have come online and I am displaying that, it's not always easy, especially when I put myself on camera to display that. But you know what? We all do the best that we can. So if anything that I say resonates with you, drop me a comment, drop me a little fish down below, and let me know. If you are a cross watcher, you are also welcome, because these energies always, it could be you, when I read this, Pisces, or it could be someone near you. So we just never know. So, um, all right. So before I pulled this whole you, them blockages reading, I pulled a what's the vibe for you because I wanted to get down to the vibe. And the card I got was drowning. If you can see that. Can you see that? I'm trying to, let me see if I have. I don't know why that changed, but that seemed to help. Okay. So first we had drowning, and I feel like it says over your head, overextended, rock bottom. And I feel like this is the overall energy that maybe some of you in your relationship have been feeling like you're drowning, like you're losing yourself. And so either you or your partner is having to figure out to um how to navigate that, right? How to still remain authentically in your own energies while still complementing each other, and being honest with each other, having those conversations with each other when you do feel like you are, when you do feel like you're drowning. And maybe that was confirmation. When you do feel like you are, like your head is on, like you're over your head, right? Like you're and maybe part of this drowning is that maybe your relationship is drowning for some of you. Maybe you're not, like, you're doing so much, like you're not paying attention to your relationship, and the relationship is missing out. Let's keep going and see what this really is. So it could like I said, it's two things, right? Like you can either be that your energies, that you're drowning. Some of you have come out of this first phase of the relationship where it's like everything all about the other person, and now you're trying to navigate how you're going to step into your own energies together, because you can't live in that initial phase of a relationship where it's all about the other person. Eventually you got to come back to self, right? Like we can still do things for the other people in our lives, but coming back to self is really important, because that's the stage of the relationship where you really start to find out how you will do together, right? In your own energies. Um and so the first card about this relationship, the relationship energies, is like you and them. Like it's just like you are, it says check in. When you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, take a moment to check in with how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier, excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. Exactly. So are you, when you're doing a check-in about the relationship, when you're doing a check-in about how things are going, how do you feel about that? Because if you are feeling heavy, maybe something's wrong. There's a conversation that needs to be had, that you need to have, that this person, well, that's really weird. I just feel like something got stuck in my throat. It's almost like somebody knows, one of you, Pisces, something that you need to say, but you're having a hard time saying it. there's like this truth, something that's bothering you that you need to say. Oh my gosh, freaking bizarre. Yeah, there's something, this check-in card, it's just really important to check in because whatever that feeling is that you have, you need to figure out how to get it across. We can't run relationships on trauma bonding, right? Which a lot of relationships that we start off with trauma bonding because it's the easiest place, right? Because we're looking for that thing. Sometimes if we're not healed yet, we're looking for that thing in the other person. We're looking for the other person to reflect back to us the thing that we're looking for. And then once we get into that's not sustainable. The other person cannot do anything, or everything cannot be everything to fill you up. And so that this check-in and having the conversations around it, knowing and understanding how you're feeling. Are you feeling light, heavy? Is the energy, if it's light and and loving, you know what, it should be easy to have the conversation. It's when the energy is heavier is when it becomes harder to have the conversation. But that heavier energy are your red flags. Be mindful of that. And then you have your energy in regards to the relationship is you're being asked to spend more time in the present moment, to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not in the present for it, you'll miss out all the beauty of things. You'll not just miss out on the beauty of things, you're going to miss out on the red flags. Like if you're just seeing the potential of the relationship, Pisces, you're moving to this phase of your life where we're not looking for potential, we're looking for what's presently there, because potential doesn't always you don't actualize. People don't always actualize their potential. They have to want to actualize their potential. So, and sometimes you can be with someone as they actualize their potential, but they have to be working on themselves. You have to see that, and you've done a lot of work on yourself. So, and you have to also realize where you are in your journey, and are you looking for that? Is there an empty spot within you that you're looking for someone to fill? And how do you fill that yourself? If this is truly a relationship worth working on, where the red flags are not there, but when there are red flags, you need to be honest about that and understand how, if in the moment those red flags can be worked through or not, or if you need to run the other way. Is what I just heard. So their energy is create. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now. It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. Exactly. They sounds like this person has some work to do, right? But being that this card is here, I feel like they are working on their root chakra. They're working on their energy. They're working this is someone who is actually willing to do the work to make the relationship work. But that's going to take it's going to take your presence to help them work through this. So you're going to have to be honest. You're going to have to do those check-ins and let them know when things feel weird, when it's too much, because that drowning card came out. If not, you'll be overextending yourself. You'll start to feel like you're drowning. So that's that heavy feeling where you feel like you're just losing yourself in the relationship. So anytime you get to feel that feeling, you start to feel that feeling, it's time to check in. It's time to let them know that, you know what, you need to come back. You need your downtime to come back to self, because they are also working on themselves. They're doing the work. They're willing to do the work. But if you stay in a trauma bond and you start doing everything for them, they won't feel that they won't feel, because they'll see you doing the work and they won't want to do it. But I think you're going to be able to help them through this by pointing out to them where your boundaries are. You're going to have to set boundaries so that they can see where they need to do the work. And it can work out. You can help someone through theirs and they can help you through yours. It's not that you can't build a relationship this way, but you can't stay in a trauma bound bond, or else one either usually in a trauma bond, one person's doing all the work and the other person isn't. So if you're the one that's done the work already, it's time for you to be present, right? We're not future faking anything. We're not going on potential. We're just going on what this person is creating. What are they doing? Is this and this is not you. This is also not you looking for, um, you're not looking to change anyone either. If the person's not willing to change, you cannot change them. This is their, this card is here because I feel like they are willing to change. But you're going to have to also allow them the space to do that. And that the way to do that is by being present, and being present with yourself, and being honest with yourself, and being honest with them. And that will help them. So, what are the obstacles for you? The obstacles, and it says you're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working, and towards what is. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step towards creating an amazing life. Okay, so yeah, so it's really important to be mindful, right? Because if you focus towards the negativity, more of that will happen. And that's with anyone, even if you do that with your kid in any relationship, right? This could be in a love relationship, a relationship with your kid. You don't want to lie to them and tell them something is all like roses, put the rose colored glasses on and say everything is great when it's not. But if you can focus on when things are going well and help them to see, this will help them see, and this will help you see. If they focus on the positive, will help you see where you are aligning with each other's destiny, where you're aligning your where your relationship is aligning for a better future together. Even though you're in the present, you'll be able to see now where you're aligning for that, not just hoping that, that you're just going to be in the future now, not do the work, and then just hope that it happens. We're not I love this word. I heard this word the other day. Nobody's taking hopium anymore. We're not on hopium. We're actually doing the work. So, the next card is what's the best course of action or advice in this situation is pause. And this card says you're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all the possible outcomes, and make sure you're headed in the right direction before moving forward. Exactly. So this is saying, like, if you guys are thinking about moving in, it's time to take a step back. Give each other space to do the work. You don't want to end up in a situation, the deeper you get in. If this is you thinking about marriage, there's a lot to think about. That's a huge commitment, right? And it's harder to get out of. It costs you more to get out of that than it is to just say, okay, this relationship is not working. We need a break. We'll come back to it. Maybe we'll come back to it later, and giving each other space. And you doesn't mean that you have to separate to give each other space. It just means that you give each other space. You find out how that works for you. And sometimes you do need to separate to give each other space. Hold on a minute. You know what? Every single time I am reading, the screen goes back. Okay, so that's the best course of advice, is just do the check-in and just take a pause. There's no rush. There's no rush here. right? And um and if you do this, if you take this, the outcome is healing. When you both are healed, everything falls into place as you're healing, and you don't have to be fully healed, but you have to be on the healing journey and healing those childhood wounds, whatever that is that needs to be healed so that this relationship can work. And it's going to be different for everyone. So it says your mind and body and soul are in the period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and an open heart. Exactly. So you yourself have been going through a lot of transformations, right? So you're just now starting to recognize yourself for this new um, person that you've become, right? And leaving the old person behind. And you may have someone in your life who's doing, it sounds like this other person may be doing the same. So you need to give yourself that pause to realize where you've healed, who you are becoming, if is who you are becoming aligned with who they are becoming. And that could be a beautiful thing when those two align. But it's also a beautiful thing if it doesn't align, because you know it before you take the next step. You don't just go jump in and then realize that you're on different paths. Because your healing journeys may take you to two different paths. You may come back again, but it may take you to two different paths. And so you don't want to force it, but I feel like in 3 to 6 months or so, like, you guys are going to know. But take a pause, don't rush into anything. Don't get in over your head, don't go drowning yourself. Stay in the present. Watch it as you're healing, because it's really crazy, right? Because when this is done, you'll see many relationships after you've stepped in, people have moved in together, and then they're doing this work, they're healing, and then you have to separate, right? Because you realize that you're not aligned with the other person. Your healing journey is takes you in a little bit of a different path than what this other person is willing to go to, and that can be really hard, right? And it's not that anything's wrong with that person, it's not that anything's wrong with you, but it's just that that as you heal, your paths bifurcate, for lack of a better word, right? And there's like a split, there's like a split in the road. And so, you know, this person's message to you is asking you to open up your energy field, to take down your walls and protection in order to allow goodness into your life. Sometimes, without even realizing it, we think we block ourselves from the flow of life. It's safe to open yourself up back up. Yeah. So as you're healing with your transformation, as you are aligning with this new person that you're becoming, and they are, open up yourself, because that's how you're gonna be able to really tell if you're truly aligned. That's how your person is really going to be able to tell if what they want is truly still aligned with you as they transform. Is it a good fit? Too often we jump in on that first um we jump in the first few months of a relationship, and just, we take the leap, we start looking at the person in the first month. In Pisces, we love to love, don't we? And we want to jump in and be like, this is my person, I love them. And once you feel that you love someone, you want to do everything for them. But Spirit is saying this is not the time to do that. This is the time to let this person heal and create the love for themselves so that they can love you properly. And just open yourself up. Be true, be honest with yourself, do the check-ins, be present. Don't put the rose color, take the rose, leave the rose colored glasses. out of the picture and just see it for what it is. And I think, I think that you can create a good life together if that's the case. If it's meant to be, it will be. Let's see. I'm gonna pull. We'll check to see for you. We'll pull some tarot. I just want to pull one of these. No, you know what? I just hope. What did I say? No hopium, and then hope came out. Let's see what that says. May the horizon always sustain you. Yeah, get no hopium, right? It's okay to think positive, right? That's the other thing, right? The focus was to make sure that you keep a positive outcome, but that's the difference. There's a difference between being staying focused and focusing on the positive, and then still being present and seeing what is and what isn't, right? And not living your life on hopium. We can hope someone becomes the person we want them to be, all we want, but that doesn't mean that they will, right? And so we need to be honest with ourselves that of who they are, right? Because I think when people show you who they are, you have to believe them the first time, right? It's like someone telling you that they don't want any children, and you're like, well, I hope they'll change their mind. They already told you they don't want kids, so why would you marry someone if that's what you're looking for and they don't want kids, right? So let's not put ourselves in positions where you feel like you're drowning, you're overextended, and um you're overextended, and you feel like this is like you're hitting rock bottom because now you have to start all over again. Three of Cups. Yeah, I feel for most of a lot of you out there, this could work out. Let me see. Anything else, Spirit? Tell me a little bit more about this Three of Cups, Spirit. I don't know why I was feeling like Four of Wands energy, like possibly like it could lead to that if you allow things to flow. Jesus. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Magician, Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Nine of Cups. What did I say? Yeah, if you do this, this is where this is where you create the magic. You allow for both of you to heal, right? And the offer will come when the time is right. So just allow, don't rush it. I would say give it 3 to 6 months. I mean, we don't want to I'm not telling you to sit around and wait for anyone, but give it 3 to 6 months. And the Nine of Pentacles fell out. So this is like, what am I thinking? Like you both standing independently, but coming together when this offer comes in. And you guys will create magic together once you're healed. This is really good. This is really, really good energy. I see the offer coming in. So if any of you are waiting for the offer, you just don't force it. Don't force it. Do not force it. All right, Pisces. Let me um let me I just saw release expectations at the bottom. I'm gonna pull a self-care oracle for you. Rediscover yourself. Treat yourself. What are your interests? Are you hiding yourself to please others? Version of you. Exactly. You both you need to be standing in your own energy for this to work. Make sure you're not doing things that you don't want to do just to please them and make it work. You have to make it work together and it has to work for both of you. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed the reading and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I do have for you in the description box, if you hit the check out the website, I have a free Roby chart which will tell you how your emotions affect your organs. I think it's the coolest thing. I've been talking about that so you can see. I think that might be really good for you in this situation, especially if you're, you're having relationship issues, you're tapping into um you have different, like, you want to see how your chakras are affected by your emotions. This is going to be amazing, so click on that. Click on go to the website and just drop me your email and I'll send you that right away and it will come with another free gift for you. But yeah, I think this is really good, and if you are, the situation is looking good, you just got to give it time and allow it to work itself out, and allow the other person to do their healing work as you do yours. All right, and don't lose yourself. Don't lose. It kind of like ended with the same message that it started with. Don't lose yourself. Don't go drowning yourself out. All right, Pisces, let's keep weaving that dream together, and I will see you in the next one.